We are standing here at the eastern border of European Union. Their background is Russia. We send a clear message to all the Ukrainians. We are supporting you every possible way, and what we have to do is definitely deliver air defense from the Allies' side so that the Ukrainians can protect their cities, their civilians, because Russia is definitely escalating to harm the civilians. We are with the victims. We stand by Ukraine.
Armsatele panelistidele, see oli väga huvitav paneel, huvitavad küsimused, et aitäh kõigile osalejatele ja nüüd on mul suur au meie aukülalisi tervitada. Kõigepealt ma annaksin sõna siis meie Eesti Vabariigi peaministrile Kaja Kallasele ja seejärel siis juba saab sõna, võtab sõna, kõneleb siin Euroopa Komisjoni president Ursula von der Leyen.
Next speaker is the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen.
Ja Ursula, head Ida-Virumaa inimesed ja ettevõtjad, kolleegid riigisektorist, sõbrad. Mul on tõepoolest erakordselt hea meel olla koos Euroopa Komisjoni presidendiga
be able to, together with the President of the European Commission, to be in Narva and launch the Just Transition Plan.
See on linnas, me tulime just üle tee Kreenholmist
We just came from Kreenholm across the street.
See on linn, mis meid Ursula von der Leyeniga
Narva is the city that ties me and Ursula together.
Ursula siis vanaisa, nagu me arvutasime, võttis tööle minu vanaisa.
Great-great-grandfather employed my great-grandfather.
Oli Kreenholmi esimene eestlasest majandusdirektor,
who was the first Estonian administrative director. And when I found out, then I went up to Ursula and said, can you imagine how small is the world? The stories of our families overlap. And Ursula said, we must go to Narva together, and here we are. And I am happy that this plan was realized, and I'm extremely happy that we can bring together the pleasant and the useful.
Tõesti siin seda õiglase ülemineku fondi tervitada.
And to welcome the Just Transition Fund here. Now, when we look at the period after the First World War, then it was very difficult for Kreenholm. It was necessary to seek out new markets, foreign partners, diversify production, and at the same time provide the best quality in the world. And Estonia and everybody else is facing similar challenges now. We are facing challenges in Ida-Viru County, in Estonia, and the rest of Europe. I believe that together with the European Union funds, we can create new opportunities for all, and this is especially important in Ida-Viru County. The implementation of the Just Transition Funds is a step in the right direction. I'd like to thank the European Commission, who is our demanding supportive companion on this journey, and I would like to thank all of you as well, who in Estonia is contributing to the Just Transition Plan. There have been lengthy discussions about the need for green transition, but Russia's war against Ukraine has shown that using fossil sources of energy must be abandoned quicker, and we need to take corresponding steps. Striving for climate neutrality is inevitable, bearing in mind the future of both Estonia and our planet, but it does not mean that we will put the brakes on the economy. We want to achieve the same level of welfare without harming nature as much. This is an opportunity to reorganize the economy on more sustainable grounds, to facilitate new investments, and also improve corporate competitiveness. Just transition to a more diverse economy that does not harm nature will increase the confidence of people in Ida-Viru County and improve access to well-paid jobs. It will also help to improve the local living conditions and people's health. The youth of Ida-Viru County also expects this from us, and they discussed the importance of just transition at the Climate Council last year. Estonia's Just Transition Plan focuses on two directions that boost each other. On the one hand, economy and labor force, which will receive 273 million euros, and on the other hand, environment and social inclusion, with nearly 67 million euros. In the entrepreneurship domain, we support both large and smaller enterprises in creating new high-paid jobs. Also,
Viru ettevõtlusesse rohkem
teadus-arendustegevust selleks,
et meil oleksid innovaatilisemad ja kõrgepalgalisemad töökohad ja mitmekesistame ümberõpet ettevõtjatele. Ida-Virumaa maapõu on rikas maavarade poolest ja nüüd on siis aeg ka natukene anda loodusele tagasi, parandada elukeskkonna kaasatuse suuna meetmete toel
use the measures aimed at the living environment and inclusion to address the wounds inflicted on the environment because of vigorous oil shale mining and processing over decades. Also, we want to increase the quality and availability of social and healthcare services for the local people. It's also important that all of the jobs created with the help of the Just Transition Plan will emerge in the region within the upcoming 7 years to stimulate companies to take action. The government decided to open the biggest measure of Just Transition with a budget of 153 million euros already in summer to make sure that nothing is hindered due to lack of funds. And the measure support will be provided between the years 2022 to 2026, more than 20 large-scale projects. And also we will support the creation of more than 1,000 new jobs. And dozens of enterprises have already demonstrated active interest in the new opportunities and have been advised accordingly, and some of them are already working on fine-tuning their applications. The number of companies must increase because it is only local initiative and smart ideas that will help
kaasa õiglasele üleminekule. On selge, et üksnes õiglase ülemineku fondi vahenditest Ida-Virumaa tuleviku kindlustamiseks ei piisa. Selge on see, et Venemaa huvi on meid lõhestada, mitte ainult siis Euroopa riikidena, vaid tegelikult ka meie enda ühiskondi tervikuna. Kinnitan täna siin piirilinnas, et seda ei tohi lasta juhtuda. Meil on ühine tulevik, meil on ühine julgeolek. Ühiskonna sidususe, kohalike noorte konkurentsivõime suurendamiseks kiirendame ka eestikeelse hariduse arengut Ida-Virumaal. Sellele aitavad kaasa nii juba tegutsevad kui ka järgmisel õppeaastal avatavad riigigümnaasiumid Kohtla-Järvel ja Narvas, kui ka siis praeguse valitsuse käivitatud üleminek eestikeelsele õppele põhikoolis ja lasteaias. Nimetavate ei saa jätta ka õpetajate palgatõusu, mis kasvab märkimisväärselt just Ida-Virumaal, selleks, et eesti keeles õpetatavate õpetajate tasu oleks siis 1,5 korda keskmisest ehk siis ligi 3,000 eurot kuus. See teeb õpetajad siin ka kõrgepalgalisteks spetsialistideks ja suurendab kindlasti ka õpetajate soovi siia õpetama tulla. Head kuulajad, lõpetuseks tahan öelda, et kuigi Eestis on õiglase ülemineku fondi vahendid ette nähtud konkreetselt just Ida-Virumaa jaoks, ei ole Ida-Virumaa sugugi ainus piirkond, mida siis õiglane üleminek ja sellega kaasnev harjumuspärane mõtteviisi muutmine puudutab. Seda peab tegema nii Eesti tervikuna kui Euroopa Liit ja võib öelda, et kogu vaba maailm. Putin loodab, et kõrged elektrihinnad ja hirmutamine võtavad demokraatlikult maailmalt soovi ja vahendid Ukrainat toetada. Nii sõjaliselt, majanduslikult kui ka poliitiliselt. Et jääda oma põhimõtetele truuks ja võimalikult suurel määral halvata Venemaa sõjamasin, peame tegema muutusi. Õppima, energiat kokku hoidma, arendama kiiremas tempos taastuvenergiat ja pakkuma kõrgete energiahindade leevendamiseks inimestele tuge. Äsja arutasime Euroopa Liidu mitteametlikul ülemkogul siis Prahas kõrgete gaasihindade täiendavaid leevendusmeetmeid ja Euroopa Komisjon esitab juba ettepanekud üsna peatselt. Oluline on ka see, et me teeme lääneriikidega koostööd selleks, et saada uusi energiaallikaid turule. Meil oli alles augustis Taanis siis meretuulepargi või meretuuleenergia tippkohtumine ikka selleks, et meil oleksid omavahelised ühendused ja et me saaksime tegelikult oma energiavajadust katta taastuvate allikatega. Me peame koos haarama kinni võimalustest, mida praegused globaalsed kriisid meile pakuvad, et väljuda nendest tugevamana, rohelisemana ja konkurentsivõimelisemana. Aitäh!
Thank you.
I'll do this in English. Now it is my absolute pleasure to welcome to the stage the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen.
Thank you very much, and what a pleasure to be here in Krähenholm in Narva. Indeed, the two words Narva and Krähenholm were words that accompanied me in all my childhood. But they were a little bit like these distant fairy tales where you have these words that are childhood words, but I never thought that they are reality. So it was wonderful for me today to walk through Krähenholm and to see all that, what were the childhood fairy tales that I did here. So thank you very much for having me here. And many, many thanks also for the wonderful tour that we had, the guided tour that we had, and the nice lunch in one of the old factories. So really amazing. I learned that the Krähenholm cotton mill, when it was built in 1857, actually almost 100 years before I was born, it was powered by 11 water turbines. So that was new for me too, renewable power at that time already, 160 years ago, or more than 160 years ago, from the Narva waterfall. And you all know, of course, the beautiful view on the course that the waterfall did carve into the stone. And I learned also that the history of your town, of course, traces so much of the history of Estonia, a story of commerce and trade, but also a story of war and occupation, but in the very end, a story of independence and resilience. And this is what brings us here together today, because together we are writing the next chapter in your truly inspiring story. I am delighted to announce that today we're launching Estonia's Just Transition Fund. The European Union is investing 354 million euros in Ida-Viru County to support your region's fair transition to a modern low-carbon economy. And I think you've said it already, Kaya, this will bring jobs to the region. It will bring growth to the region. Jobs and growth that are reliable, because they are investing in tomorrow's economy. So it's something which will last. For example, in wind energy, year on, decade after decade, this technology will grow. I joined you when we had the Baltic Wind Summit. Amazing to see the offshore wind summit. It was in August. And we agreed on targets. If we're able to bring that project up and running, that will cover the energy consumption of around 6 million households by 2030. It's not so far away. It's in 8 years. We have to be there. 6 million households. That is more than the number of the households in Estonia, in Latvia, in Lithuania, and in Denmark combined. So that gives you an idea what an amount of power is possible in the North Sea, for example. In Estonia, 3 major offshore wind farms are already planned, with a total capacity of almost 1,500 megawatts. This is nearly as much as your country's current power generation capacity, which largely comes from this region. And this is why the energy company Eesti Energia has been able to announce that all its power production should come from wind and solar by the end of this decade. This, I think, still seems far away, but it's pretty close. I mean, end of this decade, as I said, 8 years, is a winning business case for Ida-Viru, because you have even more. This region is very rich, for example, I learned that, of rare earth metals, and you have a lot of digital knowledge here. And that is what is needed for the new circular green economy. The Just Transition Fund will help create these new companies or modernize the old ones that are here already. It will bring research. It will bring new jobs into the region. Your Just Transition Fund foresees, and you know it, investment in the founding of new firms, investment in research and innovation, investment in upskilling and reskilling programs, and investment in digitalization. And this is where the future lies, to take advantage of the necessary transition, the transition to other forms of energy. This is necessary, but take advantage of it, modernize, strengthen the resilience of your economy. And this is not only realistic, but I think this is also very strategic, what we are doing here. Because renewable energy is homegrown. It's produced at home. It is homegrown like oil shale. You know it. Both energy sources can underpin your independence from Russia in the short term. But unlike shale, renewables are also good for our health and they're good for our climate. And that's not even all. Renewables have a long-term growth perspective, which fossil fuels don't have. So a lot is in this business case. We just have to make the ends meet and make sure that the investment is there. That's now here with the Just Transition Fund for the region. Your Just Transition Plan means more modernization, it means more diversification, and it means long-term independence. I want to especially thank you for the very close and very constructive cooperation that all of you have been bringing to the table and are still bringing to the table. So the Estonian government, the local authorities, the companies and the trade unions, and the communities most affected here in Ida-Viru. That is amazing how you sat together, how you joined forces, how you turned every stone around and took every good idea, put it in the basket, so that now we're able really to deliver on the promise that is written down there, as I saw, the 354 million euros. The Just Transition Plan is, as you know, designed as an open process, an inclusive process. We want everybody in, because it's your ownership. You own that plan. That will drive the change we need. You know this region. You know where the opportunities are. We can help with perhaps some advice, or we can help with research bringing to the region. We can help with the funding, but you own this region, you own this knowledge, and you have a vision for the future. You know where training, technology, and technological support is needed most. You know what's necessary to empower the workers, perhaps the small business owners, and especially young people who want their community here to thrive. So I would really want from the bottom of my heart to thank all of you that are present here today. I want to thank you for your leadership, because that was necessary. You needed really to bring everything together and then show leadership to make this happen. Your work matters to the people of Ida-Viru and for Europe to be a force for good and a progress for all Europeans. My dear friends, standing here by the Narva River, and I've seen it now from different angles, it's amazing. I mean, for you it's familiar, but for me it's a wonderful experience. Narva River, which was once one of the biggest industrial centers. And I can really, literally feel that if you look at history, sometimes history is like a river, like this Narva River. It does not flow in a straight line. History bends, it has its curves, it has sometimes a waterfall, there are rapids and there are rocks which we could see out there. But every river has a clear direction, even if it is going in many, many different ways towards the direction. And with the Just Transition Fund, we want to shape that direction to flow to a better place. We want to move forward together with you to make Ida-Viru a center of progress again, with your resilience, your ingenuity, your fantastic ideas, your enthusiasm, your hard work, and with Europe's solidarity. I'm very confident that we can do that. Many, many thanks for that, and long live Europe. Thank you.